Okay, much better, much better, much better. Yeah, I had, oops, third, can't seem to, oh shit. Ladies and gentlemen, we are expecting technical difficulty here. We're not expecting, we're experiencing. Mm. 'Tis the season. Oh, dust and pollen and all that other good junk. Anywho, um, so this one, I'm not going to call it a rant because I'm not ranting and raving. I just wanted to touch on a few points to people passengers who take Uber, Lyft, and other rideshare and taxis. Um, you guys, just because you call for a ride doesn't mean you rent everything about that ride. You are just renting a ride from point A to point B. You know, you're not going to get in the front seat and play DJ in the car. Um, you are not allowed to eat, drink, or smoke in the car. And you certainly cannot bring your cocktails from where you're partying, wherever, into the vehicle. An open container is an open container. It is not permitted in the state of North Carolina to have an open container of alcohol in a vehicle. So, leave your drinks wherever they are. As far as children and safety restraints, um, I have been a professional personal transportation driver for 18 years. I do not carry small children without the appropriate child restraint. It is not my responsibility to provide you with a booster seat or a car seat. It is your child. Um, it is your responsibility to have those types of things. So there are lots of times I will pull up at a residence or business and somebody walks up with an infant dangling from their arms and I'm like, where's your car seat? Oh, I don't have one. I'm so sorry, I cannot carry you. And it happens here at the airport as well. That they're in the line. You didn't bring your car seat, you cannot ride. There are some taxi drivers who may possibly have one built into their seat, although it's not state approved for an infant. Um, and there might be one that has one tucked away in his car. I don't know. But the majority, no, we don't. We don't have those. It's not our job to carry a car seat. It never will be. It's the parent's responsibility. Um, Pets. I don't care if it's a bird, it's a cat, it's a small dog, whatever. It needs to be in a crate or a bag. If you have a service animal, that's fine, but it needs to have the halter and it needs to be clearly defined as a service animal. I'm not going to pull up to an apartment complex and Joe Smooth walk up with two pits and think he's going to put them in my damn car. Hell to the no, no, no. Mm-mm. Nothing runs loose in my car that might have the ability to reach up here and start gnawing on my face while I'm trying to drive. Sorry. I'm not sorry at all. But service animals are welcome. Yes, indeed. Even if they stink, that's what Febreze is for, and a lint roller. But if your dog is a service animal, or whatever animal you have, if it's a clearly defined service animal, that's cool. You know, don't call the cab company and say, hey, I got my service animal and get there and it's just bowels are bounding around and doesn't have the harness and the identification on it. That dog's not getting in the car. I don't care. Let's see what else. It really is distracting when customers get in here and they talk on their phone because some people don't know how to use an inside voice. They want to do all this hoot and holler and cussing and carrying on while I'm trying to drive. Not only am I worried about my own safety, but your life is in my damn hands when I'm driving. And you're doing all that screaming and carrying on into a phone which could wait till you get out of the car. That's extremely distracting to a driver. Extremely. You know, don't think you're going to walk up with 4 or 5 kids for a 4-seat vehicle. The law says a seatbelt per person. Everybody must be in a seatbelt. That's the law now. Front seat and back seat. Everybody has to be in a seatbelt. You can only carry as many people as you have seatbelts for. In my case, because I drive a van that has been converted into a wheelchair van, I only have 3 seats available, one in the front and 2 in the back, the 2 captain's chairs that you can see right there. That bench seat that doesn't have a seatbelt to it, I will not ever put a body on that whatsoever. So, You're limited by the number of seat belts that are available in the vehicle. If you need a 7-passenger minivan, you need to tell them, hey, I need a 7-passenger minivan, not I need a 4-seater sedan. I just need a cab or a ride. Be specific. Take some responsibility for your own shit, please. Um, I do want to talk about people with short money. Now, I don't think that these rideshare people will have to experience this because everything's through credit cards, and they're told ahead of time what the fare is going to be, yada yada yada. And it runs. I don't know what your recourse action is if their card doesn't clear, but for me, if they don't pay, they're going to jail. Failure to pay cab fare is a crime, and you will be arrested for that. And we will have to go to court unless you pay all the fines and fees and bail and whatnot and pay me. Otherwise, we're going to have to go to court, and I'm going to turn around and take you to small claims court and sue you for 50 cents a minute for every minute that I have to miss work to come down to court and everything else, plus my parking. I don't play. If you don't have money, don't call for the ride. Period. Don't get in a car and tell me where you're going. It's a $15 trip, but I only got $10. Well, you're only $10 having ass and catch a bus. You can go ahead and exit the vehicle right now because you don't have the money to pay. Your personal financial problems are not my problems. Screw your financial problems and your children. We all have them. All of us got issues. So, don't come to me with short money and say, I need a favor. I'm not in the business of doing favors. I'm not. So it's kind of pointless to ask. You gonna cut me a discount? Well, I don't get one anywhere at all, ever. Dick Power doesn't give me a discount because I use their electricity all the time. My landlord doesn't give me a discount because I rent from them for years at a time. My business partner doesn't give me a discount because I constantly lease their vehicle. So no, I don't have any savings in my life that I could pass on to you. If you can't afford the fare, don't call the ride. Pay a neighbor, ride a bus. And this whole thing, and when you go uptown, or I'm not going to say uptown, but when you go to these bars and sometimes parties at houses, they want to put the drunkest ass in the front seat. The drunkest ass. I have had people try to rip my tablet off the stand. They're trying to play DJ. They're messing around with the heat. I've had them grab my gear shifter, try to snatch my keys, grab my boob. Believe me, I got no problem stopping putting everyone the fuck out. All of them. They're like, can't you just put him out and take us the rest away? Nope, pay me what you owe me and everybody get the fuck out. You knew he was an asshole before you put him in the front fucking seat. So, passengers are going to have to take more responsibility for themselves, I don't have to put up with a lot of stuff. That's why I am glad I'm not driving Uber. At least I can put them out of my car. And I'm not having to worry about a 4.7 and higher rating. Personally, my ratings are 5.0. I have a camera in my car, which is a perfect, unbiased witness to every accident and incident. So believe me, if I stop and I cuss you out and I put you out of my car, it's because you did something serious. So, my company is not going to do anything to me because I am not a rude person. I'm a 5-star chick. But there are certain behaviors in my office here that I absolutely will not tolerate, and nor am I required to. If I pull up to a residence and the people are outside and I don't see them come out of that house, I'm not picking you up. If you come to my car and it says I'm picking up Mary and it's a dude, hey, what's your name? You're not Mary, you're not getting in my car. That's how you get robbed, y'all. Or you pull in front of a house, they don't come out of that house, they come from one next door, or come up from a house across the street or just down the street. You're not getting in my car. I got robbed at gunpoint like that once. 4 young men in my car. It was a company call. That is another story. I'll get to that one a little bit later on. But yeah, don't do that. Absolutely. If they want you to pull around behind a building and you know that you're not supposed to be around behind that building, don't do it. You know, those that want you to pull up somewhere dark and turn your lights off, don't do it. Matter of fact, don't do dirty runs. I don't do dirty runs. If I know for a fact they're going on a midnight medication run, you know, if I'm picking you up in some shitty place, we're going to another shitty place, and I've been doing this a long time, so my ability to read people is on the expert level. I'll decline the trip. I'm not going to do it. Mm-mm. I have been I have been on the business end of a police gun and placed on the hood of my car twice in 18 years behind passengers in my car. Found myself in the police station being grilled for 3 hours behind a passenger that was in my car. Company call, not a personal run. So, you know, I don't play with a lot of it. This is an extremely dangerous business that we are in, and you need to be aware and beware, you know. Don't do any sex, religion, and politics. Those are 3 things you should not discuss on the job. And for real, sex. These days, you know, ladies and gentlemen, sexual harassment charges and being a sexual offender, being convicted and being set up as a sexual offender ain't no joke, because you have to register every time you fart, for real. You know, you don't want that in your life. So, you know, gentlemen, don't chat up your lady passengers. Ladies, do not let men get away with being disrespectful to you and sexually harassing you in your office. You are a professional personal transportation driver. Keep it that way, you know. And always be careful on the road. Anticipate the stupid. People are stupid. Just add water, it gets worse. Doesn't matter what form it's in. It can be fog, it can be ice, it can be rain. You know, they're going to drive like they're totally Riri, you know, so watch out for that. Increase your following distance, slow down, and anticipate the stupid. I find during rush hour, if I put on classical music, and most people go ahead and they dig it. No matter what walk of life or what neighborhood they're from, they get in a car, there's classical music going, you are dressed professionally, you act professionally, they will act accordingly. You are the one that sets the tone in your office. Remember that always. And a nice air freshener. People respond to Febreze Unstoppables, the green and black can, a lot. I used to have this bubblegum spray that I sprayed in my car because it will soothe the savage beast. Everybody has these nice memories of childhood and bubblegum. So it takes people way back. That's just a little psychology for you right there. Yeah, the bubblegum smell is really popping. No pun intended. Anyway, if you can see me, you can hear me. You know that I love you. Y'all be careful on the road. And everybody have a good day and make lots and lots of money.